Proverbs 13:24. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old he will not depart from it. Proverbs 29:15. The rod of correction imparts wisdom, but a child left undisciplined disgraces its mother. Ephesians 6:4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Hebrews 12:11. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Proverbs 29:17. Discipline your children, and they will give you peace. They will bring you the delights you desire. Colossians 3:21. Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. Proverbs 19:18. Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. Deuteronomy 6:6-7. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Proverbs 23:13-14. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with the rod, they will not die. Punish them with the rod and save them from death.
Deuteronomy 8:5. Know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so the Lord your God disciplines you. Proverbs 20:11. Even small children are known by their actions, so is their conduct really pure and upright? Proverbs 6:20-23. My son, keep your father's command and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them always on your heart, fasten them around your neck. Proverbs 15:32. Those who disregard discipline despise themselves, but the one who heeds correction gains understanding. 1 Timothy 3:4. He must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him, and he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. Isaiah 38:16. Lord, by such things people live, and my spirit finds life in them too. You restored me to health and let me live. Proverbs 29:3. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. 1 Samuel 3:13. For I told him that I would judge his family forever because of the sin he knew about. His sons blasphemed God, and he failed to restrain them. Deuteronomy 4:9. Only be careful, and watch yourselves closely so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen or let them fade from your heart as long as you live. Teach them to your children and to their children after them. Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him.
Proverbs 11:14. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 28:7. The one who keeps the law is a son with understanding, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. Isaiah 54:13. All your children will be taught by the Lord, and great will be their peace. Malachi 4:6. He will turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the hearts of the children to their parents. Proverbs 3:12. For the Lord disciplines the one he loves, just as a father the son in whom he delights. Proverbs 23:22. Listen to your father, who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Proverbs 31:26. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Titus 2:7. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works, and in your teaching show integrity, dignity. 1 Timothy 4:12. Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity. Proverbs 22:1. A good name is more desirable than great riches, to be esteemed is better than silver or gold.
Psalm 32:8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Proverbs 22:28. Do not move an ancient boundary stone set up by your ancestors. Proverbs 19:27. Stop listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. Luke 15 verse 20. So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. Proverbs 24 verse 6. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory. Psalm 103 verse 13. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. Joshua 24 verse 15. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Galatians 6 verse 7. Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap. Proverbs 9 verse 9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will increase in learning. Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Parenting is one of the most rewarding yet challenging journeys you can embark on. It's easy to feel overwhelmed at times, but remember that God is with you in every moment. He has entrusted you with the incredible task of raising your children, and He will equip you with everything you need. Take heart in knowing that God sees your efforts, hears your prayers, and walks with you as you guide your children to know and love Him. God is your strength. When you feel weary or unsure of how to parent effectively, lean on God's strength. In moments of doubt, remember His promise in Isaiah 40 verse 29, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. God knows you can't do this alone, and He doesn't expect you to. His power is made perfect in your weakness, and He will sustain you in every challenge. When you feel exhausted, ask God for the strength to continue loving and guiding your children. You are not alone. It can sometimes feel like the weight of your children's future rests solely on your shoulders, but it doesn't. God is always working in their lives, even when you can't see it. In Isaiah 54 verse 13, He promises, all your children will be taught by the Lord, and great will be their peace. God is constantly nurturing their hearts. He is their ultimate teacher and guide. Trust Him to shape your children's lives in ways beyond your understanding. Patience bears fruit. Raising godly kids doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey of daily nurturing, teaching, and prayer. Galatians 6 verse 9 encourages us to stay the course. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Even when you don't see immediate results, trust that your consistent love, discipline, and prayers are planting seeds in your children's hearts. The fruit of your efforts will bloom in God's perfect timing. Your children are a blessing. In the midst of daily responsibilities, it's easy to forget the joy that comes with parenting. Psalm 127 verse 3 reminds us, children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Your children are God's gift to you, and you are uniquely equipped to be their parent. Celebrate the blessing they are, and take comfort in knowing that God has specifically chosen you to raise them. Raising godly children is a beautiful and sacred calling. There will be challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. God's grace is sufficient for you, His wisdom is available to you, and His love surrounds both you and your children. Keep trusting Him, loving your kids, and modeling His ways. You are shaping lives for eternity, and that is a work that truly matters. Amen.